Hey guys, happy December. This is my monthly Patreon exclusive video. So tonight I decided to make bacon salt for you guys. Yeah, I have my Invisalign in, so I'm lispy. But yeah, so bacon salt. I don't know if you've heard of it. I didn't invent it, but I saw it online and I was like, what? This is something that is going to make AIP yummy. And it's easy too. It's very easy. So basically, I also get to show you how I keep my bacon in the fridge for easy access to one slice at a time, or freezer rather. I got this Whole Food 365 uncured smokehouse bacon. It does have a tiny bit of cane sugar, the last ingredient, but I mean, 2 slices of bacon has 1 gram of sugar, so it's very, very minimal. And then the only other ingredients are pork, water, and sea salt. So I keep my bacon in the freezer in this bag, and I like to keep the brand and the ingredients in there. And then I've been in here, I used this. So basically I take freezer paper and I lay out the sheets with space in between them so that I can like fold a piece over and then fold it over. Let me show you the full one. Because this is a really nice and easy method for freezing bacon, and then you can just get 1 piece out if you just want 1 piece. Here we go. That's how I did it. Anyway, yeah, for this recipe, I'm gonna want 4 ounces of bacon. How much does 1 slice weigh? 1 slice weighed almost an ounce. 1, 2, 3. That's what 4 slices weighs. 3 ounces. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna use 5 strips of bacon. So we're gonna want this bacon to be super crispy. So you wanna lay it out on a rack like this so that the air is circulating above and beneath the bacon. This little toaster oven tray is perfect for 5 slices of bacon. So I'm just gonna pop it in there at 375 until the bacon is super crispy. Yes, I stuck the bacon in there, totally frozen. The only other thing we're gonna need for this recipe is a 1/4 cup of salt. You can use any old good AIP salt, some Himalayan pink salt, you can use, you know, Hawaiian black salt, you could use sea salt, good salt. That is what we want our bacon to look like. That is nice and done. And I'm just gonna throw this on some paper towels to get rid of the excess oil. And then this, see that is going in a little jar. I'm saving that because that is so delicious to cook with. My yummy jar of bacon lard. So in my little coffee grinder, I've got a 1/4 cup of salt. Here's all that bacon. It's nice and crispy. It's room temperature. I got all the extra grease off it. I'm just gonna throw this bacon right in here with the salt. And you can make a very coarse bacon salt with kosher salt, with just the chopped bacon, but I want mine all blended and fine. Oh my word. You guys, this is bacon salt. Oh, this smells so good. Seriously, this would be a really good gift to give someone that you really love. Dear Lord, it smells so good. Also, Carmen, you had asked about maybe having me talk a little bit more about my histamine issues and food intolerances, 2 things that are allowed on AIP. So basically, when I was taking the AIP coach course, I had direct access to Mickey and Angie, and I got to pick their brains about anything, and it came up with about the gelatin and bone broth things, and they were basically like, honey, you really need to look into SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And I had never thought of myself as a candidate for that because I had tried the FODMAP diet and it didn't help me. But now I know, well, some of the things that are allowed on the low FODMAP diet are still gonna aggravate SIBO, like sweet potatoes. So that could be, you know, but anyway, because I didn't react to, because of the low FODMAP diet didn't help me, I ruled out SIBO in my head, which I probably have SIBO. It actually all makes sense because when I was 21, right around the time that I started having all these health issues, and right around the time I got the rabies shots, which I thought were to blame. I thought the rabies shots made my immune system go wonky. But at the same time, I had horrendous food poisoning from a Chinese restaurant. Like, so bad, like coming out both ends for days, just calling out sick and in bed like weak, like the worst food poisoning ever. Duh. Like, why didn't I make that connection? I don't know. I blamed the rabies shots, but then I was always having problems with bloating, constipation. Like, that was the story of my life. I look back now and, like, I don't know, it just seems like the puzzle pieces have fallen into place, and I'm like, freaking small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and that will cause histamine intolerance. That will cause systemic inflammation and autoimmune reactions. So that, yeah. So what am I doing about the SIBO? So now I'm like, all right, well, the thing is, I have a really good quality of life now. Like, I've kind of figured out what I can eat and what I can't to feel good. So how far do I want to keep digging? How much do I really want to do? For me, I'm like, my quality of life is good. I will say that I messed up my microbiome so badly this summer, doing all the kitchen experimentation for my YouTube channel. All of the resistant starches, all the tiger nut flour, all the green banana and the plantain and the arrowroot starch. Oh gosh, I basically screwed up my microbiome really badly. Everything had been fine, I was perfect, no bloating, I felt so skinny and good in my clothes, and then I kept experimenting and kept eating resistant starches and starchy foods and things that I wasn't really normally used to eating. And agar, all of these things, it turns out, are not allowed on the select carbohydrate diet, which is another diet people use to control SIBO. And they all can feed this small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So I totally screwed up my microbiome so bad this summer that I didn't get to wear any of my cute dresses, anything that I would have to, you would see my belly because I was so bloated. I was like, I'm not gonna walk around like all night. So yes, I created a bit of a bloating issue, and really normally what I was used to eating was just always quick, like sweet potatoes and veggies, salads and stir fries, just the stuff you see on my clips every day. I don't eat alcapurrias and AIP lasagnas and chowders and all that normally. I only make that stuff for you guys because I think it's important for a lot of people to be able to have these yummy, tasty, fun things and recreate dishes that they know and love. It helps them stay on AIP, and that's, so, you know, I want to help you guys stay on AIP. For me, I guess, because I've been eating weird for so many years. I mean, I've been like gluten, corn, tomato, soy free since 2001. I mean, like, I don't care. I love my vegetables. I'm basically, I gave up sweet potatoes for a while, anything starchy. The only carbs I'm getting are from butternut squash, and I'm just gonna see how that does with my belly. Even so, even now, my quality of life is awesome. That's my only complaint, is, oh my gosh, I'm bloated. And that was gone. I had fixed that, and I'm gonna fix it again. I just gotta get my microbiome back in order. But like, I have good energy, I feel good, so I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe I do have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, but guess what? And oh, you can't cure it with diet, but you can control the symptoms with diet. And I'm like, fine. I don't really mind eating weird. I'm used to it. And do I want to go to, so the treatment for SIBO, you find a functional medicine practitioner. They put you on, for what I have methane dominant because I don't have the, I hate talking about my bowel habits. Whatever. Based on my symptoms, I have methane dominant, which not only requires the rifaximin antibiotic, but also they want to put you on like a neomycin, or they have to give you 2 kinds, or Flagyl or something, metronidazole. So basically you're treated with 2 kinds of antibiotics, or all kinds of very strong herbal antibiotics. Now, Angie Alt had SIBO, and she went through all the treatments, and she talks about it on her blog, and she talked about it in the Facebook group that we were on. And it's really hard, and it's awful. It makes you feel sick all over. You go through all these symptoms of die-off and this and that, and I don't have time for that. I work 35 hours a week. I spend another 30 hours on this channel, and then I try to fit in a little bit of quality time with my boyfriend and work outside meal preps and grocery store trips. So, and try to barely leave my house. not a good housekeeper. But I don't have, there's no, how about I just eat a certain way and control the bloating, and how about that? How about I just do that? I'm going to play detective and figure out exactly what I need to do to get rid of that bloating. My microbiome needs some adjustment. No more starches, no more resistant starch, none of that craziness. Going back to basics, you know, enough carbs so that I'm not in ketosis, because I don't do well in that. But I don't know, if I have to, I'll combine the select carbohydrate diet with the low FODMAP. That's what Dr. Allison C. Becker recommends. Both of those are healing diets geared towards like IBS and stuff. I did the low FODMAP and it didn't help me. And all the foods that I reacted to that made me bloat this summer were foods that were not allowed on the select carbohydrate diet. So right now I'm like, I'm gonna keep the FODMAPs. I don't want to give up onion and garlic and Brussels sprouts. Like, come on, can't do it. I'm gonna try this low carbohydrate diet and just give up sweet potato and yautía, blanca, and taro and all that for now. I'll still make that stuff for you guys. I'll just give it to my boyfriend. Because of that small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, I'm reacting to all kinds of starches. So, okay, delving into other foods delving into the histamine and the bone broth. Bone broth not only is high in histamine, but it also contains polysaccharides called glycosaminoglycans. I've researched this, like, how and why on earth does bone broth make me so damn sick? And now I don't know if it's the freaking histamine or the glycosaminoglycans, these polysaccharides, they can feed small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So I'm like, I don't know which one is which. Is it the SIBO or is it the histamine? I don't even freaking know. I just know that I can't have bone broth and gelatin. They both have very awful effects on me. I don't know if you guys remember back in the 90s when the Olestra chips were all the rage. I had this boyfriend I was dating and he was always yo-yo dieting, and he'd go on these diets and he'd eat like a bag of Olestra chips and they caused like leakage. Anyway, gelatin and bone broth are like like Olestra to me. That's all I'm gonna say about that. It's bizarre and weird, and my system's like, get that out as fast, and just no. Anyway, yeah, fermented foods don't give me quite the same major digestive distress. Raw milk did, and I was eating dairy all the time, and I decided to try raw milk, and oh dear, it wasn't good. Fermented foods, they cause like mood swings and tiredness and anxiety in me. Yeah, kombucha, I don't do kombucha. So when you said you react to some meat, that makes sense to me, because all meat has the potential to be really high in histamine depending on how it's processed and how fresh it is. Fresh meat is not going to give you a histamine reaction. If you get that meat, if you're getting this stuff, first of all, if you're getting just the regular old ground beef from the Whole Foods, that'll have a best by date on it, and you can ask them when they put it out and all. These though, I don't know if you know this, these vacuum packed, these can be a month old, and they take the oxygen out so it doesn't go bad, but the histamine can still build up. So when you get in these sealed packs like this, you gotta look at the date, and you want that date that it expires to be like at least 2 weeks from now, because I mean I've seen them where they were 3 weeks out. They'd expired 3 weeks from the time I saw them on the shelf. So when they go on sale and they're going to expire, best used by 3 days from now, that means this thing building histamine for 3 weeks. Anyway, I still use this and I do not react to it, but when I'm shopping, if today's December 5th and it says best by December 9th, I don't buy it. If today's December 5th, I want that best by date to be like December 19th. If it's not that fresh and far away from that date, I don't touch it. The stuff that's not in these packages, you know, is different. That's gonna have a date very close to now because it's not in oxygen-free packaging. Anyway, also aged meats, you know, sometimes they dry age beef, so that might be giving you a reaction, but don't fear eating meat. Just, you know, buying it frozen is helpful, or just getting it from like you know, a local grass-fed farmer. And you know, the place I get my grass-fed beef from, there's a farm, they have it all frozen. They like butcher it and then they freeze it. So And depending on how bad your histamine intolerance is, you might not even have to do that. I'm okay with most meats. I'm fine. Fish, I gotta be careful. If there's any hint of ammonia smell, I'm gonna have a horrible reaction. I don't buy fresh fish from the regular grocery store. I buy it frozen. Frozen at Trader Joe's. That's always a safe bet. Flash frozen at sea, frozen, like that is a safer bet than the fillets that they got fresh 3 days ago, 4 days ago. They've been sitting on the counter. Anyway, I'd say like if you're experiencing histamine issues, look into the possibility of small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. For me, yeah, I don't have the money or the desire, and I don't have health coverage anyway, but even if I did, I don't want to go through treatment for that. I don't want to take these herbal antibiotics or regular antibiotics and try to kill off these bad bacteria, because chances are they're going to come back. The recurrence rate is like so high that, and then you got to keep going through this and putting yourself through this. Like, I don't really mind limiting the types of carbohydrates I eat. I don't even care. Just tell me what to eat and I'll eat it. As long as I feel good, I don't care. So that's where I'm at, and I'll just keep tinkering. I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress. I guess I haven't completely fixed myself, although like my quality of life is so good. I feel good. I mean, compared to back then when I just felt like crap all the time and I had constant headaches and bad skin and no energy, and I have good moods and I have good energy and like all that other stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm bloated and I can't eat fermented food. I'll live with that. I'll live with that. I'm okay with that. I mean, how much do I want to push it? How much do I want to struggle to try to fix? Like, I just want to live and enjoy my life. I'm fine. Like, I do want to get rid of the bloat so that I can wear cute little dresses next summer. So yeah, no more of that crazy carbohydrate baking stuff. But that's where I'm at. That was probably way more information than you ever expected. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be putting out one of these patron-only videos once a month. So it'd be awesome if you guys like would give me ideas on. I'll give you a recipe. I'm gonna give you a recipe no matter what. Today, bacon salt. But I'd also love to like maybe put in some stuff at the end. Whatever you want me to talk about, I'll ramble on. I'm not editing this as heavily as I would for YouTube. I'm just kind of like blah, 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 blah. But you know, if you want to give me some ideas on what you want me to ramble on about, feel free. And as far as recipes, I already have some ideas up my sleeve for those. So yeah. Anyway, so there's your bacon salt. I hope you love it. This will last in the fridge for like 3 weeks, but you can also use it straight out of the freezer. It's salt, you know, sprinkle it on whatever and it'll last forever like that. I think this would be amazing sprinkled over a salad. Just like you put bacon bits on a salad, you're gonna salt your salad. You could also throw it into the salad dressing. You could mix it into your burgers, your meatballs, your meatloaves, sprinkle it on the burger, sprinkle it on some sweet potato fries. Honestly, it'd probably be easier to make a list of things that it wouldn't be good on. That list would be, because the stuff, the list of things that it would be good on is way too, bacon salt. There you go, guys. Yeah, I hope you have a happy holiday, and I'll see you soon.